Hey, what's up, everybody on YouTube? How's it going? I'll take me a quick drink. Anyway, today we are going to be speaking about work, the works of the Lord when He comes. So, what I've done is I've grabbed Amos, Joel, and Zephaniah for just a few to see what they had to say about the day of the Lord, and to try to help others gain and grasp understanding about this day and why it is what it is when it comes to being darkness. So, with that being said, Amos 5:20 through 22, it says, "Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness?" I really don't like this tool. Okay, there we are. So, and not light. Okay, so shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, right? So he's establishing here that the day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Pretty straightforward, no matter which way you want to look at it. If you look at it in earth or if you look at it in spirit, you can still gain the same reaction. The only thing you're missing is who this guy is. You're missing that. And you learn who not is as you go throughout the book and understand what the Lord is really trying to tell us, so that we do not get held into the bondage, into the ways of the world as we know it today. With this woman, everyone's pretty much a woman down here. Unless you have heavenly knowledge, then you ascended to become a man. So everybody has this vain idea that they are these things that they are not. And since you choose to be these things, you are then subjected to the judgment of the thing you chose to be. So, in this world, on this plane, on this place you call Earth, the things that you say, if you chose to be a serial killer, then you are subjected to the rules of the serial killer. If you chose to be a pedophile, you are subjected to the rules and the judgments of the pedophile on this plane. The same is as the galactic plane. Whatever you subscribe to be, you are judged on that level of what you claim to be. So if you claim to be a man, then you are then therefore judged by as a man. So this is darkness to you because you don't know about it, but I'm telling you about it now because I am who I am. So, and then he goes to say, and not is the spirit of Elijah, which is the Holy Spirit. But you have to take off all your chains to be able to see that. So since you can't see it, I share it freely because it was given freely to me. All I had to do was study to understand it. So then it says, I despise your feast days. Now let me tell you what your feast days are. Your feast days are your Sabbath days, the days that you chose to go worship the Lord on. Whether it be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, you know, whatever day you chose to do it on, this is what he's referring to. Excuse me, because what we are doing is we are feeding our minds. So if I came, these words that I'm giving to you is feeding your mind. So this is my feast day for you. It don't matter what day you listen to it, it's still going to be a feast for you. So, but it says, I hate. This is strong because I is one and one is I, but you don't understand that either. So, it says, I hate. You, you, you think when you say I, you refer to yourself, but I is an actual entity. Like his name is I. And what they did was when they changed the languages, because all the words kind of make the same distinctions, they use different spellings for it. Like you could have not KNOT, which would be a knot in your shoe, you know, or not in your back, or not of the covenant. Things you don't know. Things you don't know. So when you subscribe to a thing, you then become subjected to judgment of that thing. And then it says, and I will not smell in your feast. And it says, I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. So he's telling you, like, this is it. Smells are prayers of saints. If you were reading the Bible, you really would know what that means. So prayers of saints were incense to God. So this is knowledge and information and understanding that they are showing that they are starting to understand the Lord. So he smells of that because, oh, that smells good. I want to eat that. But he said, I will not smell of yours, or your synagogues, your churches, where all your houses of the dead, which you are resurrecting up. Sad. You don't know nothing. Sad you don't know nothing. So then it says, though ye offer me burnt offerings. Now this is history. Things you have done during the past year is your burnt offerings. Because it's history and it's burnt up. It's something that you don't do anymore, but you still came forward to tell the Lord about it. And which is cooked up on the fire, this is a special language, meaning all these words mean the same thing to you as they do to me in earth, which is the female knowledge, which is the knowledge of the woman, which makes you a woman. One of the six. You're on some six. You're one of the sixes. So then you need to be able to transcend to understand this on the heavenly understanding, which means your burnt offerings means you cooked up your history, you served it to me so that I could pass judgment on you. And then he says, I will not accept them. Nope. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beast. And like I said, this is all different types of knowledge. You just don't know what kind of knowledge the fat is, the meat is. They're different levels. Then you got milk. So if you don't understand that, then you're just going to think I'm sitting here spitting words at you, which I am the word. So I can do what I want. And what I want to do is free everyone, but as my predecessor, they do reject me. So that was that. And then in Joel it says, a day of darkness and a day of gloominess. This is my voice that you hear, and these words that I'm telling you right now, these are my day. This is me shining. because I'm shining so bright, it's darkness and gloominess and heaviness to your ears that I'm telling you these truths because I am the spirit in the flesh. The spirit is a book. The book does nothing unless you are willing to take on its commands. And once you take on its commands and understand the true nature of the words of God, which He sent down here, you understand what you're supposed to be doing and you do them. So it says, a day of clouds, a di- oh, oops, a day of clouds, and of thick darkness. So clouds are multitudes of angels because God said that He covered His angels in darkness. Ooh, you didn't know that. As the morning spread upon the mountain. Now, mountains are like your churches, your governments, any kind of foundations of great stones and places of judgments is your mountains. And then a great people and a strong, right? So, great and strong, these are words. So, these words were, you know what? I don't want to get into great detail. But for example, this word strong probably was, I think Isaiah was strong. Uh, I got to get back to you on that because I have notes on it. But anyway, right now, that's not neither here nor there. But as you understand, they take on the characteristics of the words. It might have been Jeremiah was strong, or Jeremiah was mighty. One of them, mighty and strong. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. I'm short on time. So it says, there have not been ever like, neither shall be any more after it. All right. So he's talking about a people, and it's a remnant of people. If you finish reading Amos, he tell you who the remnant is. The remnant is the elect people, and everybody think that they are the elect. You are not it. The remnant, it is clear. The remnant is Joseph's seed. I believe it's Joseph's seed. But either way, if you finish reading Amos, it'll tell you. You'll see the word remnant, and then he'll give a name of that remnant, and that is the remnant. So the knowledge that comes through that bloodline, because you're only to eat through that bloodline, because that is Jesus's bloodline, which is the root of David. Like, oh man, it's so much you just don't know. It's just so much you just don't know. And I'm trying to keep this short, so let's keep it moving. Even to the what was that? Even to the years of the many generations. Because it was going to take a long time for this spirit to come up and get off that table again, to get out of that book, because it's so much oppression that you have to be able to detach yourself from this world and say, basically, fuck them, fuck everybody until God tells me what He wants me to do, and then you do what God tells you to do, and then everybody is then blessed from that point forward. But you can't learn from a thing that don't know its creator. And none of you know your creators. I'm here and I'm telling you to your face. And yeah, it cuts. It cuts because I am the word that cuts. That tongue is sharp. And trust me, if you call anybody who personally knows me in the flesh, they tell you I don't play no games. If you ask me for the truth, I'm going to tell you the truth. And the truth is going to cut you. You are going to want to punch me in my face, but I'm too big for that. You're going to want to try. Yeah, you're just going to want to try to do stuff to me, but it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen because you're going to realize it's the truth, and that's why you feel that way. And all you got to do is make an effort to change. Because see, when you know the truth and you lay the ground foundations, and you see that ground foundation and where it came from, you can't go away from it anymore. There's nowhere else to go because it was the foundation of communication of all things. All things come from, you got to be able to communicate. And if the word is a word, it is a form of communication. It is the vibrational pattern of creation of things in this universe. But you can't see past your reality TV shows, your car payments, the bums on the streets. You can't see past your own today to even try to see the brightest tomorrow. And yes, that is sadness to me because the kingdom shall be great, but will you be there? Time will tell. All right. So now, Zephaniah 1 and 15, he has something to say about this. And this is all hand in hand. And there was many more scriptures telling you about the darkness of the day of the Lord. And this darkness is your level of knowledge and understanding of the things that I say to you. You won't understand because you can't understand because of when you first came into this world out of what you call your mother's womb. You came in and you learned and was immediately put into shackles with a name, gender, race, and then fingerprinted. These is all changed, footprinted, whatever you want to call it. Given a birth date, these is all changed. Then they tell you what color your eyes are, this, that, and that. Change. And then you start to grow up, you say, hey, I'm a little boy, and I do this, that. Change. You shouldn't do this because you're a boy. You shouldn't do this because boys don't do this. Change. And that's all it is. So, in order to get away from the chains, you have to forget everything you know and let the book tell you what you are. You'll figure it out. You'll discern that the book is talking about you when you start to see things. You'll be like, wait, that sounds like me. Because all things are in the book and you are a thing. Even a man is a thing. All the beasts are things. I'm not a thing. Figure that one out. The world's so damn smart. So it says that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress. This is me. This is all talking about what I'm going through, trying to get you to understand it is okay to remove the chain, your fetters, because it's time to be removed from bondage so that we can do what we're supposed to be doing in the galactic universe, in the cosmos. But you all want to be stuck here. Because I am to rule from here. I'm to tell you what to do, and you're not listening. You are not listening. The world, let's finish reading this, and then I'm going to tell you what it's supposed to look like. I'm going to give you a peek into Zion, what it should be. A day of wasteness and of desolation. All right, this is all part of desolation and wasteness is the coming of the desolation of your government. These are your sixes. They're falling. Your government is a six. Watch my video, The Mark of the Beast, man. The 666, whatever it says for the name of the video. Watch that one. And that's going to tell you about the six being a government. The other six is of religions. The other six is your financial institution systems. And then they spread out they each spit out three other frogs or evil, wicked spirits from their mouths, which would be equal a total of 12 wicked spirits. The new 9 plus the original 4 would be 12. And don't all these branches have multiple lower levels that go underneath of them? And once they spit out, it's a pyramid scheme after that. That's how it works. So you don't know that. So that is the wasteness and the desolation that is to come, because it's going to be in great distress, because the financial system can't stand forever. It's a cistern that does not work. That is why God judged against it. And we don't want to listen to him. And then it says, a day of darkness and gloominess, and a day of clouds and the thick darkness. This is the day of the Lord. Means that I could sit here and I could tell you that thing in the sky that shines as you take your 24-hour cycle around the earth. That sun and that thing which you call the moon and so on, etc., is not what this book is referring to, because this is a spiritual book. And if you don't know the spirit, you're trying to read it in earth, which is as a woman. And a woman cannot read this book and understand it without transgression. She can't do it. And that leads us to the world that you live in today. And in order to get out of this, we need to, one, understand that everybody has a God-given gift. Everybody can do something. And as you do something, we mature towards the things that we need to mature towards. Whereas though we can develop our systems, our operations of this planet in a clean manner. And it does not revolve around money at all. It's like the Smurfs. We just do it because it's working. We all still would have anything that we wanted, plus clean environments, and we are able to freely leave this place whenever we want to, because we have to come together. My thing is, most of the animals in the animal kingdom are colorblind, and I wondered if I did that for a reason, and I do believe that that reason is so that we understand that the animals are colorblind, but they can't see it, and they still stick together. The only time they separate from one is if it's acting a fool, if its actions were in difference to the greater good of what they were going for. That's the only time they were ever separated. So, and not all animals are colorblind, but for the most part, there are a lot of colorblind animals. So a cat is still a cat, no matter if he's black, he's white, he's polka dot, whatever. The same goes for if you're black person, white person, or whatever you decide to call yourselves, because you're still gods, but you die like men because you subject yourself to being called a black man, a white man, so on, etc. Chinese man, Japanese man, when you are gods, because I say you are gods. But you die like men because you say you are men, and you don't know how to be a god. So, with these words of wisdom, I share my truth with you, because it's not just for me, it's for all of you, so that we all may ascend and transcend and do our job, which is to replenish the universe. Like, we have the greatest job ever given to any entity or being my Father created, and we don't want to do it. We want to be satisfied with what's in front of you. But the trick is, you have to be willing to leave what's in front of you, because the gift comes when you leave this place. When you leave this place, you don't age the same anymore. Time is totally different once you leave this prison. But it's only a prison because we are locked in by the principalities of the sixes. So this darkness that I'm shining light on, that I'm shining on you right now, will hopefully allow you to transcend and ascend, so that we can do this together. You should be able to go to the airport and say, hey, I want to learn how to fly planes, and people there that love to fly planes are going to teach you. It's how it goes. This is the kingdom. There's no money anymore because now you're doing what you need, what just needs to be done, and it's your passion to do it. You're not doing it because you have to do it. You're doing it because you want to do it. There's no more long flight hours or things like that because you'll have multitudes of other entities that want to give it a try. You know, and you teach them, and then if you want to trade into doing computers or secretary work or whatever you want to do, you want to be a NASA space control, whatever. We taking the names off of everything. It ain't going to be no more NASA, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be Space Center. It's going to be the universals. Now, you could say, oh, that's the spirit of the Antichrist. But believe you me, the Antichrist was here way before I pulled up, and I am the opposite of the Antichrist. You can't see me because you believe in all of this trash about what Jesus is going through and things like that. You don't understand because you're reading it in earth or feminine form, which is earth knowledge. That's all it means. So to be a woman is to be an astute studier of the earth. You know, you have knowledge of the earth, which we all have. But then you have different types of beings that of different types of knowledge in the earth. You have your goats, your lambs, your rams, your cattle, your oxen, which are different nations of peoples, which is just really a big old code. The whole book is just in code. The whole book is locked and sealed in code. And if you don't know the code, you don't know God. That's that. You don't know me. You can't see me, so I'm dark to you. So you be like, oh, this brother be doing this, he be doing that. One, I ain't your brother because I could do what I do because I know my father. But you can't do anything because you know the laws or the back or the shadows of my father, things that he did to subject you to your criminal activity. Like I said, if you consider yourself a rapist or you don't consider yourself that, but your habits consider and get you labeled as that, that is on you. That is your judgment in this place that you call earth. When you don't understand that you the earth, you the dirt. You the dirt. You the water. You the wood. You the mire. You all of that. Like you don't understand what you are. So with that being said, with these elements, it allows you to become a creator. So you think that I'm saying something negative to you when I'm actually really being positive to you. Because once you create something in the element, you then become a thing where it's though you're a lamb, a lion, or a sphinx, or whatever the case may be. But I'm going to wrap this up because I think I've done a really well job on this. And I know that's not the best English I could possibly speak, but it's good from now because I am exhausted. So, I kiss you with my sweet kiss. Unless righteousness, what? No peace. Thank you for viewing.